What's up, y'all? Big Herc 916, and you're tuned in to another edition of my vlog. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. You know, it's all about positivity and motivation on this channel. And you know, I like to kick a lot of car stuff around, and I'm right now rolling around in the Green Machine, the 72 Chevelle. And in my last video, I showed you guys where I was adding the turn 1 steering box, the rear shock tower brace, the Savitsky front frame support, and also the Savitsky upper control arms. So I've added all that stuff to the car, and I just picked them up, and the car drives like night and day. The handling on the car now is a lot tighter. I don't have all the play in the steering box when I'm driving. And when I used to go over bumps, because of the way the frame is set up and the motor is located, it would rock. So for you old car guys, you know what I'm talking about. When you hit a dip, the car would kind of sway. Well, now the car doesn't have that sway like it used to. It's pretty stiff when I go over bumps, dips, rolling on a freeway. It's a lot tighter than it used to be, which is great because you know, nobody wants to, you know, catch a dip and get tossed into a guardrail. So I'm really happy with the upgrades, and I would highly recommend, if you have a Chevelle, unless you're going with like a roadster shop chassis or an Art Morrison or something like that, or Swartz chassis, I would say these upgrades are very worthwhile for your original chassis Chevelle, or, you know, Monte Carlo or what have you. Makes a big difference. And you know, you just kind of live and learn. I mean, if I was to do it again and build a car from the ground up, I would probably just get a roadster shop chassis and drop the body on top of that chassis, because it's easier. You don't have to do as much modification. But you know, I'm happy with what I have, you know, with the sway bars, the Hodgkin setup, the coilovers, the 4-link in the rear, the steering box, the added frame support. It just makes a really big difference. And if you're into having handling with your performance, it's definitely something you want to look into. You know, and I use my car every day. It's a daily driver, man. I got an LS motor in here, LQ9 supercharged, so it gets up and goes. And you know, I could drive this car anywhere. It's not like I gotta, you know, baby it or trailer it. I'm not one of those kind of guys. I drive my cars, and you know, I like to get on it, man. I like to have fun. So let me know what you think about the video and the commentary. If you got a comment, let me know. After I park the car, I'll do a few video of the little bit of video of the new steering box in the car, and you can see under the hood a little bit. And I'll try to get underneath so you can see what the brace looks like on the car. But subscribe to the channel, support. Big Herc 916 representing. So you can see the control arms, how they're adjustable. If you look down in there, those are the Savitsky control arms. They kind of give it a really good setting because it has a lot of adjustability in there. So I added those. If you look in there, and then you go over here, the turn 1 steering box. That made probably one of the biggest differences. Took all the slack out of the steering box, the original steering box, which was rebuilt. But this is a must-have if you're not running rack and pinion, which, you know, on these cars, the rack and pinion setup, you're not going to get, I don't think, as good as you'd get from like a Camaro or something like that, or a Nova. But this is basically rack and pinion technology in a steering box. And then you see I got that other bar going across the top there, that brace. That brace goes across the top and it mounts from underneath to the actual frame of the car, which supports where the engine is, which the engine sits on. I'll try to get a little bit underneath so you can see what I'm talking about. As you can see, you have the brace mounted underneath there, and that comes up and mounts to the frame right here, which gives it that stiffness. And then I have my supercharger intercooler right here. So the intercooler doesn't hit, but this new brace, I noticed I have scraped it up already, you know, because it's kind of low. But see how it mounts over there? But it makes a difference. It stiffens up the frame a whole lot and gives you that added support. So tune in, subscribe, Big Herc 916.